I'm Sarah from Make Away Life Coaching. Thanks for coming back and joining us today. So last week we introduced very minimally boundaries. If you recall, we talked about the coconuts and we put a visual on my website, makeawaylifecoaching.com. So it's there forever on the blog. Just hop on over if you need to see the visual. But basically, boundaries are an invisible net or fence that keeps you safe emotionally, physically, mentally, in every single way from other people. And this can be even people you love. But still, you need to be able to always know that you're can be yourself and be safe. So that's what a boundary is, okay? So the example we gave with the coconut tree was your offending person lives here. Let's say you have a boss who's just constantly pushing your boundaries and invading your personal life and space and everything. So she lives here, you live here, and she has a coconut tree that has grown up and hangs way over your fence into your yard. You are a sunflower farmer for extra income to pay your child's tuition at school. And so you have all these beautiful sunflowers in your yard. And they are not only do you love it, it's your hobby, but every Saturday you make a ton of extra money selling them. So it's super important to you that you have these sunflowers. Well, boss over here, her coconuts keep landing in your yard, thump, 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 and destroying your sunflower crop. So you go next door and you try to resolve it many times. And the bottom line is you realize your boss is not going to not going to trim the tree, not going to cut the tree down, not going to do what she should be doing, and so you're perplexed. How do I protect my sunflowers or your personal space in life, heart, mind, without needing anything from your terrible neighbor boss person? Okay, the solution, if you recall, was to hang a net from your roof to your fence. And it's a net, so sun can still get through, so your sunflowers can grow. But when the coconut falls, it bounces off the net and back into the person's yard. So this is what a boundary is. It's something you can do to protect your sunflowers, your yard, your life, without needing a single thing from the other person. If you need something from the neighbor to make it work, then it's not a healthy boundary. Healthy boundaries are freedom for you because you don't need anything from anyone to have it. So we're going to be fleshing this out over the next couple weeks, but today our topic is actually self-abandonment, aka codependency. So I don't know about you, but I had a lot of codependency issues, and I was in therapy for a long time trying to understand what that meant. And the word codependency does not make sense to me. And so when I went to therapy school, I had a really wise professor who said, don't call it codependency, call it self-abandonment. So that is the wording that I'll be using forever. Now you'll know why. Because it's so much easier to understand. That is what codependency is. It's when you abandon yourself, your needs for somebody else, okay? So it's a super simple concept. And I give an example. Okay, let's say that you are married to an alcoholic and your alcoholic spouse got really super drunk on a Sunday night for whatever reason. Maybe there was some big football game or something, and you don't like that behavior. But the next morning, he is super hungover, and he's like, "Hey, babe, can you call in to my boss and let him know I'm sick and I can't come to work today?" And you're like, "I don't want to do that. I'm not a liar. Also, you created this situation, so you do it." But instead of holding a boundary and saying, "No, I will not do that for you," the consequence of your own behavior is for you to have to call your own boss and fake sick and hope he believes you and doesn't fire you. So that's the question. Are you going to do what your spouse has asked you to do, even though you don't want to do it and it violates who you are? You're not a liar, you don't want to lie. That would be self-abandoning, okay? To do something you don't want to do that does not sit right with you is self-abandonment. Or are you going to have a boundary? and just say, you know what, husband, you and I are separate. I get to make choices about what I want to do with my life, and lying to your boss is not the choice I'm going to make. What's the fallout? Well, we all know the fallout. Husband's probably going to get angry or disappointed or whine. Who knows, okay? So that's the thing. Be prepared, okay? Having boundaries and refusing to self-abandon is so healthy, and it will give you life. But it doesn't mean there aren't consequences. The consequences that you need to deal with are just radical acceptance that your spouse can have his feelings and it doesn't affect you. Okay? You don't have to take it on. His feelings are not your feelings. So stay in your lane, keep your boundaries. And that's the opposite of self-abandonment. So that's kind of what I wanted to teach today. Come back next week and we're going to go way deeper in on what healthy boundaries are and how you can develop healthy boundaries in your life, because I assure you, if I could do it, you could do it. Okay, take care. See you next week. Bye-bye.